Every broadhead company makes the claim, our broadheads fly like field points. With us, it's more than just a claim, it's absolute fact. And more than that, our broadheads don't just fly like field points, they are the most field point-like fixed blade broadhead ever made. I don't expect you to just take our word for it. I'm going to explain to you exactly why. So let's break down exactly why a field point flies so well. On an arrow that has a field point on it, the only part of the arrow that can do any steering is the vanes at the back, and this comes down to weight distribution. At the front end, there is no weight that falls outside of the line of the arrow shaft. There's nothing that can do any steering. At the back, we put the great big vanes on, and that does the steering, and that's what we want. That's a good thing. It's how we make arrows fly really well. Now, when you move to any broadhead, and particularly fixed blade broadheads, of course you're adding some weight outside that center line of the arrow that has the potential to steer the arrow from the front end. So how do we minimize that? Well, when we designed the tooth of the arrow broadheads, we wanted to make basically a field point with blades. How did we do that? It all comes down to weight distribution. So, like I said before, a field point flies so well because 100% of the weight is in line with the arrow shaft. So what we did was we made a broadhead with the toughest material we could find, and so that we could make thin blades that are extremely strong, and then that allows us to keep as much weight as possible in line with the arrow shaft. Or on a broadhead, this part, the center part, is called the ferrule. So that's what we've done, and you can really see it clearly on our V-series broadheads. This here is the XL S series, and this here is the 1-inch V series, and you can really see it here. With the venting in the blades, it allows us to take that weight and add it back to the ferrule, making this even more like a field point. And you can picture it. It's literally a field point with blades. So what we're looking at here is a broadhead that has 90+% of the weight in line with the arrow shaft. This is 90+% a field point. And when it comes to fixed blade broadheads, you just can't get closer than that. So then we look at our S series broadheads, and yes, they have slightly lower weight distribution. This would be closer to between 80 and 85% weight centeredness. And so you'd ask, why do we do that? Well, because it's still an extremely high percentage of weight centered. They still fly remarkably well, but when we add that weight to the blades to fill in the vents that you see in the V series, it makes this broadhead absolutely silent and a little bit more durable. So that's where we offer various broadheads to suit your needs. But bottom line is that we make basically a field point with blades. So we make that big claim, our broadheads fly just like field points. We make the most field point like fixed blade broadhead ever made. It's not just a claim, it's a fact. We have made a field point with blades. Well, thank you guys for watching. I hope that gave you guys a little bit of clarity on exactly why our broadheads fly so good. Now, if you've made it this far in the video, we want to offer you a 10% discount code. So if you go on our website and make any order, type in the code in all capitals, YouTube10, and you'll receive 10% off your order. Thanks for watching. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe.